Hey, Bernie Schultz. I'm here on Lake Toho in Central Florida with the guys from Wired to Fish, and I'm going to tell you basically my approach to fishing grass lakes in the south with a topwater plug. In this particular case, I'm using the X-Wrap prop by Rapala. If you look closely here, I mean, you can see right here by the boat, the grass is just actually beginning to touch the surface. At that stage, you can still work a prop bait effectively through the grass. You know, they never see that. They see frogs, they see buzz baits, they see spoons, but they never see a prop bait in that type of situation. And man, I can tell you this, it's so crucial at times to be throwing something just a little bit different. You know, the tendency is to really work these baits aggressively, and there's times when the fish are aggressive, yeah, that's great, but they need a brick too, you know? My approach is pretty textbook simple. I mean, I get the bait out there, let the rings dissipate, and then I'll give it a couple of quick chirps, and I let it sit. I catch most of my fish with the bait sitting dead still, or after it's set for just a few seconds, you know, maybe 10, 12, 15 seconds, and then when I go to move it again, they'll jump on it. And as you pull the bait forward, the nose will go down following the line, and the tail will ride up, and the props will start turning. And these are counter-rotating props, which in my opinion is very critical. You know, the bait will track truer that way. And basically my setup is about a 6'10" to 7'2" rod, somewhere in that range, around 7 foot, medium to medium heavy, not medium heavy and not medium, but somewhere in between. And there are companies out there that build rods with a little bit lighter medium heavy action. And I use a slower reel because with a prop bait, it's not about high-speed retrieves. If you have a high-speed reel, a high-ratio reel, your tendency is to overwork the lure. You don't want to do that. The other critical component is you need a line that floats. I don't use braid, I don't use fluorocarbon, I use a copolymer line called Suffix Superior. It floats good, it's got just the right amount of stretch, and there's not a lot of memory with the line. When you're throwing a bait with treble hooks, you don't want a line with no stretch because you're going to pull the hook. It's that simple. So you want a little bit of stretch. And you want a line that floats, because if the line sags or bellies under the water, it's going to kind of hurt the action of the bait. This is when that floating line really matters most. It's got a little stretch. You're throwing a bait that's got treble hooks. Got to be careful of those hooks. But basically, it's just a slow presentation, a lot of patience. You want to get the hook in him and take your time. You don't want to try and horse him to the boat.